Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. And welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. President of the Houston Auto Show is our first guest out of the box this morning. And I think you're going to be surprised. Later, in Jeff's Car Culture, shipping Chevys in a Vertipack.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
And Mars has his driving destinations. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars in Neaterville, Texas. We always need more Jeff Zeke and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. We've been on the phone with him all morning.
All morning.
I'm Don Armstrong. I don't like to admit it, but looks like you got me whether you like it or not the morning. It's been quite a morning. It's been actually quite a couple of weeks.
Started early and everything.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, when we joined you for our full 2-hour show, we were at a car show in Spring Branch, Texas. Mm-hmm. Spring Branch High School Foundation put that on, had a great time out there. Last week, we're ready to do the show, and there was some
back in the studio meeting.
Yeah, last week we were getting ready to do the show, and come to find out that there was a problem over in Neaterville.
No.
Wasn't there?
It was internet.
It was everywhere.
It was in Neaterville is where it was. And besides the point of, what it was, it doesn't make any difference. It was coming from Neaterville.
That was
the
famous
problem.
for something.
You got to be famous for something. Well, this week, we had a power outage here this morning.
At 10 minutes of 9.
Your turn.
My turn. And then that kind of jacked everything up. And here we are. Don't ask me how we're here, but we made it.
We made it.
But thank you for joining us anyway. I think we owed you that explanation, as jacked up as it was. All right. Joining us now is the newly crowned president of the Houston Auto Show. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Rochelle Salinas. You look the same.
She's not wearing a crown.
No, but she's got her sunglasses on.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Congratulations. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to hear you had such a hectic morning. It makes me feel less bad about coming to you from a baseball game, though. So that's why I got my sunglasses on.
Let me ask you this. Did you happen to have any Halloween celebrations at your house last night?
We had 2 hours of trick-or-treating, so I think that and a bag full of candy was plenty.
And how did everybody dress last night?
Oh, we had a wide variety. We had a nerd and a scary clown and something these teenagers are calling shiesties wearing a vest. I don't really know.
Sounds like In Wheel Time.
Teenagers.
It sounds like In Wheel Time. So this when I got the press release, I sent it over to Mars and I said, "OMG."
Thank you.
I knew you win. And it was it wasn't in our world. It wasn't that long ago. You've come a long way, and congratulations. So what's transpired? What's happened? Give us the skinny.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 15 years that I've been working on the auto show and representing it, being the spokesperson for everything. And our board got together this year at their committee meeting with our president Wyatt and they for the Houston Auto Dealers Association, and they said, I think it's about time. We want to make sure Rochelle doesn't start looking elsewhere and stays with the auto show and HADA. So let's go ahead and promote her to the president and make sure she's continues on with the great leadership she's been doing. So I was really, really humbled, really happy for it. Definitely a good validation of all the hard work I've been putting in.
Absolutely.
Well, really and truly, you've been doing it.
Yeah. And we can validate it as well, because I think that the Houston Auto Show is in the best place that it's ever been in, thanks to you on many levels. I mean, I know that it takes a lot of people to put that show on, but it also takes leadership, and you've done such a great job. And, you have so many irons in the fire beginning now all the way through the show. And the funny thing about it is that you started the show as soon as
Yeah.
this past one is over
Right.
with. And
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think that people realize that what goes on at car shows. They think, oh, the cars show up and they just put them in slots and
Yeah.
that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And we know that there's a lot more to it. And working with manufacturers in particular. Speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about that in the upcoming show. I know that you can only talk about limited things because we are a little bit early here.
Mhm.
But what's the response like with the manufacturers? Because let's face it, manufacturers are kind of in a turmoil right now with the whole EV thing and the billions and billions of dollars that they put into EVs, and they're having to back off of it because they're just not selling like they thought that they would.
Yeah. First, thank you for the compliment of the show being in a good place. There is a lot of challenges we've been facing, since 2020, after the 2020 show with COVID and now tariffs and inventory challenges. And it's just, there's a lot of hurdles to get through to pull off such a large scale event. And so it is the best that it can be in these situations. And yeah, there are some manufacturers that are definitely having some challenges, like Nissan, for example. And we're not sure where they'll be for this year at the show, if at all, which is really disappointing because they've been a long-standing exhibitor of ours. And so we're hoping maybe the dealers can pull it off and be there. And then, there's other high-end ones that have no inventory. So really struggling with being at the show. So we've come up with few things to do that. We've come up with a few things to kind of make that happen. And we're happy to have Camp Jeep back. We got that confirmation yesterday, which is early to tell you that. Exciting. And then we're working with Modern Luxury Magazine, and they're going to put on a luxury exhibit. And this luxury exhibit will help fulfill some of those spots of the luxury manufacturers that we don't always have. And they're also going to be really curating some experiences and VIP experiences each night within the show. So I'm happy to have all of those people, coming back. And then, traditional Ford, Chevy, Kia, Hyundai, we're looking forward to all of them returning, and they've all committed to being at the show.
Is Cadillac coming this year? I know last year they kind of had some reservations, and the dealers had to step up in that.
Yeah, we'll have dealer support for the Cadillac again this year, as well as Lincoln. I had some hopes for Lincoln because Lincoln did come back is coming back to the LA show in later this month, but they said they're just doing 2 shows this year, and they'll consider next year. So we've got West Point, Lincoln putting up the display for this year too.
Great.
Wow.
So it's good to have the dealer support.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's really what it's all about.
Are you taking over the Boative side of it as well? It's going to be an automotive again this year, or is that all still working?
Yes. So this is our 5th year with the boat show, and so the boat show will continue to run their side of the show. We'll still split the building about 50-50, and they've got some great things coming in, even some off-roading opportunities out front of the NRG Center this year. So some lots of fun stuff happening on that end too.
Well, that's and I assume that you're still going to have the ride and drives.
Yes, we do have. Yeah, we will have ride and drive outdoors. I know right now we have Toyota, Subaru, Stellantis, and one more that I'm not remembering off the top of my head at the moment. And we'll also have I'm adding in a new opportunity for tours. So working with, similar you guys, the Texas Auto Riders Association, and I have some expert tour guides to take you on a tour around the auto show so that you can maybe save some time, get some opinions from others that are not the product specialists, but have opinions on all the brands. And so you can sign up for one of those tours and go see all the SUVs at one time, all the pickup trucks at one time, maybe all the family vehicles at one time, and really get an expert opinion on someone that's driven these, done car reviews on them, and can tell you all about them.
That's a great idea.
Wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah. We could give tours of the concession stands.
We could, as long as there's hot dogs involved.
A couple of beers.
Yeah. So there's that. Are you going to have the preview party?
Absolutely, yes. VIP night continues the first Tuesday. That'll be January 27th. Tickets for everything go on sale right after Thanksgiving. And Modern Luxury is also supporting that VIP night and bringing in a lot of good elevated ideas to make some unique experiences for this year.
It sounds really exciting. Okay, now, as far as your responsibilities are concerned, not only are you doing marketing and PR, but you're also president this year. How's that going to change things for you?
I don't think it'll change too much besides the pressure that comes with the title. I still do a lot of running around and all the interviews, and I think that will stand. I just might be even asked even more questions every single day.
There you go.
Yeah. Have you visited any other car shows this year that you might perhaps steal an idea or two?
Well, we have a new group called the Automotive Excellent Alliance, and we have been going around to a couple auto shows, meeting with manufacturers. We've added in some new survey and data collection aspects to all of our auto shows around the country, so we can really exhibit the importance of the shows. So last year I attended LA, I went to the New York show, our whole team also went to Chicago. So I've definitely been seeing some great examples and also things that I know we're doing good at, and so we're sharing good ideas of ways to keep improving our auto shows.
And speaking of the Chicago Auto Show, I've been a couple of times there, and I've also been to the Detroit show, but I will say that Chicago show, in the past anyway, has really been a premier show that I've ever attended, the most attended show that I've ever gone to. Let me put it that way. Was it still the same this year for you?
Yeah, so it's one of the most beautiful shows for me. The lighting in that building and the way that they set up all of their decor and signage and everything, it is a spectacular show. Jen Moran does a great job leading her team over there, another woman president of the auto shows, and they're definitely still having the similar challenges that we are and really having to work with their local dealer network to put in some of these displays. But we're all thinking out of the box. Another area that they grew in and we're copying is the overland experience. So we know overland is a really growing popular niche in automotive aftermarkets and camping and adventure and getting out there with your vehicle as a tool. And so we're adding an exhibit like that as well this year. And they did a really good job in bringing that into the auto show space.
That's interesting. Now, is it going to be coupled with a manufacturer, or is it just a standalone?
This is going to likely be mostly a standalone for us this year, so bringing in some private groups, but we're trying to make it experiential, so also working with Boy Scouts in the area. So we've got the camping aspect, the adventure areas, and really making it a full experience.
It brings a smile to my face. You bring it in the Boy Scout.
Yeah.
That's going to be a very unique and different display.
Yeah. And the one other thing we're also adding this year to do something different is we're hosting Houston Give Back Day. So partnering with the boat show, we're bringing in about 20 nonprofits on the Thursday of the show, and they're going to all be set up, creating building awareness about their nonprofits and their missions and causes. We'll also have the Gulf Coast Blood Bank having a blood donation outside that whole day. And all of those nonprofits will have a discount code for anyone that wants to support them to get tickets to the auto show as well. So it's going to be a really good day to really show off all of the great things in our community that Houston has.
Do you have any slots open for these nonprofits?
Yeah, we might be able to fit a few more in. We've got 20 already, so happy to grow it.
Wow.
Okay, so how does that? I did a charity event here a few weeks ago, and really touched my heart. It's out here in the Fort Bend County area, and it has to do with children. And I thought, wow, that would really be cool if we could get them there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who do they get in touch with?
Yeah, you can send me a message. You've got my email, and you can have them send me a message.
I've got your email. I bug her all the time.
Yeah,
anyway,
she's got you blocked too.
Yeah, she's got me blocked. Don't block me for that one. But I think that would really be a cool thing, because Houston Auto Show, it does have the Houston tag to it, but let's face it, Houston involves a lot of different communities throughout the Houston area and surrounding it as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's, I'm not sure if you had it on your list to talk about still, but one of the other upcoming things we've got going on right now, bringing in all of the Houston surrounding area, is our student technician competition. And I believe you guys did an interview with some of the winners, maybe last year, or the competitors. And we've grown the competition. So we've got 23 teams this year. And, it's doubling the first year that we've had it. So now we're in our third year, and we're moving out to the Texas State Technical College in Rosenberg because we have so many teams and kids involved. We've got, almost 70 students competing in this from all over Houston, from as far as El Campo down to Dickinson and back up to all of the Cypress area and across. So it's a really exciting event, having these students have a real life experience mentoring in the dealerships, and then coming to compete for scholarships and cash prizes and tools from Milwaukee. It's going to be a really, really awesome event.
Well, if you need any help with that, let us know.
I know that campus. It's a very nice campus, and they do a lot for the students. There's diesel, electric, there's gas. There's all kinds of things that goes on that campus.
Very interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah. I find it interesting, Rochelle, that these are the kinds of things that weren't in place at the Houston Auto Show not that long ago. And I see that smile on your face, and congratulations. Because I mean, a lot of this has to do with you, and congratulations on your new title. And we're so excited. When I got that press release, I'm going, yes.
You sent it immediately to all of us.
Yeah, I did. I sent it to everybody. So anyway, congratulations. I know you're at a baseball game, so
who's winning?
Who's winning? Do you know?
I'm watching you guys. I don't know.
We're winning.
We're winning.
We're going to let you get back to it. But again, congratulations, and thanks for so much for joining us today.
Taking your time today.
Thank you guys, as always. I really appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Rochelle Salinas with the Houston Auto Show. Wow, really cool.
I'm looking for a new submarine too.
A submarine?
Yeah, on the boat.
Well, I was going to say that would be on the automotive side. They probably have connections there.
Take Kathy to the submarine races. Yeah.
Huh.
I told my wife something. I was going to take her to the submarine races the other day, and she said, "What?" She didn't have any clue what I was talking
coming
about.
From you, Mars, it has a different connotation altogether.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, just had to go there. All right. Time for a break. Just ahead, Jeff's Car Culture. Shipping in a Verta pack.
All right.
You're going to like this one. Plus, review the Chevy Trax SUV. That and more coming up here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Stay with us. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good.
Time to fire up those engines and pay tribute to the folks who make freedom possible. Bastrop's own Heroes in Hot Rods is rolling in for Veterans Day weekend. Friday night, downtown cruise. Saturday, 400 of the coolest rides in Texas. Proceeds help veterans, shelters, food pantries, and scholarships. Sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. November 7th and 8th, Main Street, Bastrop. Don't miss it.
Love it.
And this is the last week that we get to advertise for these guys.
We could still do it though. I mean, we could still go. Hi.
We could.
We'll end every show like that.
Good. Well, that would be Mars because he's closer to that kind of action over there.
And he knows his action.
Well, I could record some late at night for you.
All right. A lot of screaming.
Well, close to that. Yeehaw.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Hey, In Will Time invites you to join us 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday for our live show about all things automotive. And we thank you for being with us today. All right, time now for Jeff's Car Culture. And today, Jeff talks about Verta Pack Chevy shipping.
What is a Verta Pack?
And you got to be careful when you say it. Verta Pack Chevy shipping.
Okay.
Say it carefully.
You just said it all for everybody. There you go. Well, the Chevy Vega was a subcompact car sold by Chevrolet during the 70s.
I own two of them.
70s and 77 model years. The goal was to take a new Japanese, European small fuel efficient car with an American made body, innovative features, and all kinds of good stuff, but it had to be competitively priced. Major cost efficiencies of the Vega gained through a quick vehicle development process. It had aluminum engine. It had advanced automation in the assembly plant. Getting the Vega to the dealers needed to find a cheaper way to ship the cars. So what they did was, typical car in the 70s rail car that is, could fit about 15 vehicles. Due to its compact size, it was possible to fit 18 of the Vegas in that same configuration. It was a small gain, but not good enough, because one of the things was that to ship a Vega from Lordstown, Ohio assembly plant to the furthest point on the West Coast was about $4,800. The car itself cost around $2,000, so that was not very efficient.
No.
So what they did was, the new method came from a form of what they call a Vertipack rail car, developed by General Motors and Southern Pacific Railway. By placing the cars nose down, 30 cars could fit where 18 previously did. Getting those extra vehicles loaded into each rail car reduced shipping charges. However, it required additional rail car features and vehicle packaging. In order to have the Vega packaged in this, the new rail car design, each one was fitted with 4 removable cast steel sockets to the undercarriage. Plastic spacers were wedged beside the powertrain to prevent damage to the engine and transmission mounts. These were removed when the cars were unloaded. Yeah, right. The rail ramp doors were opened and closed via forklift. What could go wrong there? Not only did the doors double as ramps, they also provided security from weather, vandalism, and theft. Something which the typical tri-level racks were exposed to. Then Chevrolet marketing wanted to tout the Vega as ready to drive off the Vertipack ramps without any fluid fills. Unfortunately, the cars were not meant to be suspended nose down for any length of time. Since the Vertipack shipment method was known early, Chevrolet engineers were able to design the Vega with this in mind. Now check this out. Engineers performed vibration and low-speed crash testing to ensure Vegas did not sustain physical damage in the rail cars. They also included following the to prevent fluid spills and internal engine damage while the vehicle was vertical. An engine oil baffle prevented the oil from entering the number 1 cylinder. Battery filler caps were located on the edge of the battery prevent acid spilling. The carburetor float bowl had a tube that drained into the vapor canister during shipping. Windshield washer bottle stood at a 45-degree angle.
Nothing could go wrong with any of this.
All these design considerations were meant to get the Vega to a market in a safe, efficient manner. In real life, the Vertipack system created challenges. Now, there's more to this story because they interviewed a lot of the rail people that did this, and there were a lot of problems. The doors failed, the forklifts jammed them up in there, damaged the vehicles, they fell back. So there was a lot of things that were not actually conducive to making this a proper way. They saved some money, but in the long run it cost them because of all the damages. They had to get the rail cars right, and then of course the broken vehicles. So it was an event. It was an expense that they did, and for the 7 years at the Vega, I don't know if it was cost effective or not.
Well, it wasn't that long ago that they shipped cars in open rail cars.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my God! And they'd arrive to their destination,
dirty, broken, beat up.
Yeah. It looked like they'd gone through hell and back.
And the ones that you see now on the tracks that we have in the area, those were actually designed by General Motors. General Motors designed that for the theft, and I think they came out of Detroit doing that. So, and you see the pictures there. That's just a little bit about how they did it back in the 70s.
Well, I vaguely remember the 70s, and we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, all right. But you had 2 of them. You know that.
Two Vegas.
I thought you meant you had 2 70s.
No, just one. I couldn't have survived 2. All right. Time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the 2026 Chevy Trax. This thing is made in the Changwon, Korea province.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes, and I didn't know that.
Have you ever been there?
I have not. Have you?
No.
Available trim levels. My mind was racing at about 100 miles an hour to come up with something, and I did, but I can't repeat it on the air. Available trim levels: LS, 1RS, LT, 2RS, and Active. Active is the new model. I had the 2RS. So pretty much loaded up. Small SUV, seats 5. It was all new in 2024. Large split grille with squinty headlights. It's very attractive. Side sculpting is just the right amount with upswept rear glass. Small rear hatch window with a sunshade over it and attractive lighting back there in the back. Wheels, they change with the trim level that you select. What I liked about it, the overall design in my mind gets high marks. I really did like this. What could use improvement? I'm not exactly sure what the roof rack rails are for anymore.
Yeah,
it's just a look because they don't serve any purpose other than looking from the side. You can see a rail up there, but why? I don't get it. They just don't make sense. Well, anyway, interior highlights. Optional big infotainment screen, one of the best, and it's one of the biggest as well. Our S trim had attractive red accents stitched on the seats and piping, which adds some pop to the interior. Easy to use and find dash controls. Steering wheel controls are not complicated, I'm glad to report. Cargo room, more than you would expect in a small SUV like this. What I liked, again, high marks overall, including comfortable seats. What could use improvement? Nothing. Here's a killer. I'm really surprised.
All right.
A 1.2 liter, 3-cylinder turbocharged engine powers this thing. A 3-cylinder. You wouldn't know it. 137 horsepower. You're thinking, well, this thing is gutless. No, it's not. 162 pound-feet of torque, 6-speed automatic transmission, and that combination actually works very well. You'd think that the thing is a slug from the stoplight. It is not. Tow rating, 1,263 pounds on a 3-cylinder turbocharged motor. And this I really like. Miles per gallon, rated 28 city, 32 highway for a combined of 30 miles per gallon. I got 29.3 miles per gallon over 477.5 miles.
Great.
And 90% of that is driven on the highway. Mm-hmm. What I liked, zippy, despite that small engine, and it gets good gas mileage. What could use improvement? Maybe a little more power as an option, but why? Because then you kill the price point. Ride and handling, smooth and comfortable. Yes, he said that. What could use improvement? It only comes in 2-wheel drive. Now here in Houston, good, because we get to save the money on not having a 4-wheel drive. Now, if you have the thing in someplace that's got snow, well, that could be a problem, but then you've got other options when it comes to that in the Chevrolet lineup. This 2-wheel drive model keeps the price down. 4-wheel drive, again, for the snow belt. Base trim price, $25,300. Price is tested, $28,385. Base model price, $21,600.
Nice.
Base model price,
starter vehicle. Yeah.
$21,600.
Nice starter vehicle.
Yep.
Competitors, Mazda CX-30 starts at $25,975. The VW Taos, $26,500. And the Chevy Trailblazer, and I say that because the Trailblazer is just a tiny bit bigger, but it does have a 4-wheel drive option if that's what you want. It starts at $23,000, which again is a couple of $1,000s more than the base model price of the Chevy Trax. Next week, we're going to review the Kia Sorento.
Yep, something like that. Yep,
I believe that's correct.
The thing about aren't the manufacturers relying too much on a turbo to do the work?
Well,
3-cylinder turbo.
Well, a 3-cylinder engine, you're not going to get a whole lot of horsepower out of it without the turbo.
Mine's a 4-cylinder turbo, and it's got spunk.
It does.
Yeah,
but they don't press it that hard. It's kind of a little boost, but it's not some 65-pound psi add to it. Yeah. It's not that.
No, and I think the way it produces that boost is a little different. It kind of comes on kind of gradually because it's dependent on the engine for it to actually drive.
And as well as the person that has that right foot that's a little bit.
Mine has a 2-wheel option or all-wheel drive option, so I can go back and forth on that. But it's pretty much the same mileage I get with mine as that one on the tracks. But Kylie looked at those at the auto show a couple of years ago when they first came out. She was interested in that. Yeah. So it's a neat little car.
Yep, I agree. All right, time to take a break. In Real Time Car Talk continues right after this. Stay with us. Who doesn't like a social event? How about one that centers around your love for all things automotive? Another Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is back. Saturday, December 6th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. It's a morning packed with incredible cars, some of the finest rides in town, from classics to modern exotics. Here's your chance to talk to fellow car lovers. Grab a coffee and check out how Gulf Coast Auto Shield keeps these rides looking perfect. Meet the team. Take a look around the shop to see firsthand how Gulf Coast Auto Shield gets the most of the look you're trying to create. In Will Time will be there with their live car talk show. You might just be one of the guests. Don't miss this free, fun, and fast-paced car gathering of fellow car lovers and their rides. Saturday, December 6th at Gulf Coast Auto Shield, 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway. Bring your car, bring your friends, and bring your love for all things automotive. We'll see you then. The award-winning In Real Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InRealTime.com, YouTube, Facebook, and podcasts available from your favorite go-to source, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In Real Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including driving destinations, Jeff's car culture, latest car news, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's all on InRealTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.